What up, what up? Thank you so much for checking out yet another episode of the Kingship Podcast. If you're listening to this, we are on the season finale of the Clock-In series. Of course, the Clock-In series is musical conversations with various personalities. We're just about to get into a conversation with Steph Kapela, who has dropped his debut album, Vikky Secrets. Enjoy.
What up? How you doing? It's your boy Steph Kapela, and you are listening to the Kingship Podcast with Ruby V.
Kicking it with the one and only Steph freaking Kapela, episode 10 of the Clock-In series, season finale. I'm super excited about this. The only, I think, new school act that I've had on here this season, and that's because he finally dropped his debut album, Vikky Secrets. What up, Steph?
Aye. How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming through. Finally. Okay, let me tell you something. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spare you the agony of ranting to you about getting Steph to do this episode, but it's cool. It's cool. We're finally doing it. It's okay. It's fine. So how are you? Like scale of 1 to 10 for real?
I'm good. I'll say I'm probably like a good, 7.5.
Yeah.
2, somewhere there.
Was 7.52.
Yeah.
7.52.
It's like oddly specific, but
okay,
that's how I feel.
What's up with a 2.28? 2.3? 2.48.
Like you actually calculated that in your head just now.
That shows you how smart I am. Yeah. For real. So how's this period been? It's been like what, 3 months since like the country was shut down, I guess.
Yeah.
No movement, no shows, nothing, none of that. So how's this period been for you?
Actually it's been a little bit challenging.
Yeah.
I think just like everybody else is going through this in their own way. For me, definitely moving around. Like my job requires me to move around. I have to go to the studio. Then performances demand. So like there's financial challenges, there's practical challenges, like even creating the music and whatnot.
Yeah.
But despite it, we persevere, we rise up to the occasion, and we begin diversifying how we look at the game and what other ways can we contribute and still kind of stay afloat,
Yeah, man. Okay, so we're gonna get into talking about Vikky Secrets, but before we do that, I wanna do like a little background on Steph. I wanna get to know Steph just a little bit better. I think in all the interviews that I've watched of you, you're like, you mentioned something and then you move past it, but like there's a lot of experiences that go into shaping who a person really is,
Yeah.
So I know, like, you've said before that you grew up in South Sea. So how was that? Like, how's growing up in South Sea?
I think those were probably the best years of like my childhood. I was actually born in Buru, but then after nimemaliza nursery, I think, then I went to pre-U in Umo, and I stayed in Umo mpaka I was like class 3. Then when I was turning in class 3, that's when we went to South Sea, and we stayed there all the way till high school. And for me, because I quit school for like 2 years, so like we were there for even longer than that.
Wait.
Sorry for that.
No, wait. If you're gonna say that on the podcast, you have to say it today.
Now, when we moved to South Sea, I mean, like, cause when we lived in Umo, like, man, tough times. Like we were in a one-roomed house with my mother and my bro. So, but mother fanyaga job gava. So when your time ndo ilikuwa like they were not giving out, but they were like civil workers were getting, like, there was some house lijangwa South Sea, like the Mugoya settlements, right? And us guys were in Mugoya phase 4. So like I walked into a house bigger than anything I could ever imagine at that point. I was a kid, but man, it was good. I mean, we tuliingia hapo kawa sawa Mesota, so wase wengine wote walikuwa mbele yetu. Took us a while, took my mom a while to kujenga watoi wake, and to bring us up to like a certain kind of speed. Yeah, South Sea ilikuwa place a punk kiasi back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, South Sea, man. That's where I learned how to ride a bike. That's where I learned how to swim. That's where I kissed my first girlfriend.
How old were you?
I was like, what? See, 9, like 9, 10,
You had a
10,
girlfriend.
11, 12.
You had a girlfriend at 9 years old.
I started early, man.
Listen, yo, weirdly enough, I've never had like they usually say when you're a kid, you don't like people of the opposite sex, and then when you grow older, you start
They
getting
got
attracted to them.
cooties.
You know, like I have never had a phase where I didn't like boys, like ever in my life.
Christ, like tangu ukiwa mtoi ka. You know, jo kuna mtu ilikuwa jana cha baba cha mama, and she wanted all the goods.
Listen,
Bruh, yeah, you are that type.
listen,
You are ready.
I think like I've always known what a cute boy looks like. So even when we're playing, yes, Chababa Chamama it's Kalongo.
Yeah.
It's like I'd always pick the cutest boy to be like my husband or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Didn't even
anyway,
know,
it's
man.
no. Okay, it's because you had a girlfriend at 9. I'm like, what?
7 actually was the first time that
What?
I had a not even a girlfriend. I didn't do anything. I don't look. You look like a But when I was 10, that was the first time I had a girlfriend.
Okay.
10 was my first.
Okay, and that's
First
what was
kiss.
okay.
Nigga, I was macking at 10, bro. Stop.
Okay, ladies, man. So, all right. Wait, you were saying something before we got into this.
Oh yeah, so yeah, South Sea was everything. My adventure, that's where I grew up. That's where like before Chihuahua was Chihuahua, it was our neighbor, you know. So like it was great. It was great growing up in South Sea. I had a lot of friends. I really hated moving from South Sea to like in Coma in my high school years. But I really didn't want to leave South Sea because at the time Pilikuwa South Sea, that's when like really Boomba was taking off.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Right.
South Sea was the hub for like almost everyone coming out.
And Akina Isa, like they were a big deal, and you knew where they used to hang out. Like you knew that barber shop. But tulikuwa tunaendanga huko kunyolea. So kulingana ilikuwaga 50 bob. Or ilikuwa ashu kwanza alafu ndio ikaenda kwa 50 bob. No, hapana si ashu nimedanganya. 50 bob.
Sheesh.
Imagine. Squeeze hata uwezi nyolewa na 50 bob.
So wait, if with all these artists coming out of South Sea and you knew them or you knew of them, did that like in any way, shape or form kind of propel you into like a music career, or were you not thinking about it that young?
I mean, class 6 I hooked up with this guy called Alfred, if I'm not wrong. I think his name was Alfred. I'm not sure. But tulianza naye, like he used to write raps. He used to write a lot of raps. And me at that point nilikuwa tunapenda kuimba. But I remember like that's the very first like memory naweza fikiria niseme at this time I think I was actually really starting to think about music. But all the way through class 8 nilikuwa naimba na tukanwa, naambia unatupigia kelele, you sound, and I did sound like crap, you know, but I didn't know in my head. I was the sexiest singer out there. Man. But in my, you know,
I take your shirtless, please.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, you know what, that blind faith is what got me here. Because honestly, if God allowed me to hear myself, like if I actually went and recorded during those years, I probably wouldn't have done music. So like at least in my head, I was like the dopest nigga out here. So,
but I feel like with that also, it's like you can have something, but like it's up to you to polish up on it,
right,
and like make it better, make it greater, and all those things.
Right,
like if you let it sleep, obviously it's just gonna be one of those things that you're like, "Aye, cool." You never
Very
discovered that part of you,
Very true.
you know, or you never exercised that part of you.
It's funny because I don't really think, like, personally, when people tell me I'm talented, I always look at them like, okay, now understand, can you niambia, and thank you for the compliment. But for me, I always feel like, yo, anything my voice sounds like today is simply because of practice. It's not because nizaliwa nayo. Like, I watch videos of Akina Beyonce and whatever when they were 5, Akina MJ, and these guys could already sing and sound wonderfully. Like,
But then also they're tapped
right
early. right? Like someone will hear like one note and be like, what?
That one can sing.
Yeah, and
That one
at
can
3
sing.
years old, like you have vocal lessons and whatever, like you kind of have a direction that your voice is going. It's not like out here we're just like one day you're in the shower, you're singing, and then that. It's up to you to use music festivals and the choir. And
you know, there are those people out there also like singing, and they've always liked singing, and they can't sing for shit. But you know what I'm saying, and they still do. So I mean, it just depends. It just depends. Like it depends on how you react to, you know, like how people talk to you and whatever. But me, I just believe I can sing.
Then you do it.
Sexy voice, bro.
All right. So talk to me about getting into high school.
High school. First of all, I didn't understand what happened at KCP. I just don't know what happened. I think they probably like screwed my marks na yamse mwingine. Because I had studied and nilikuwa chopi. Like after I quit school and I came back, I was so determined. I was so focused. So I nilikuwa chopi all the way to class 8.
Can before just pause it. Put a pin in that first. Wait, when did you quit
You're
school
doing a
before?
whole CTA.
Listen, you quit school before getting into high school.
Yeah.
Why? What happened? Like your
I
mom
was-
let you do that?
No, bruh, it wasn't easy. It wasn't like quitting school was the hardest thing.
No, tell
do.
me what happened.
Okay, so this is how I remember it. Like class 1 through class 4, you know, you're just a kid. You're just playing. Everything is fun. You're not worried about being number 1. Although that's what your paros are always like. Number 1 kila siku. But me, I was just having fun in school. But then class 5 is when it got real. In class 5, I failed. I failed class 5. Alafu, the teacher said like I had to repeat. That was the last thing anyone wanted back in those days. Like that's the last thing you wanted is to repeat. So, but guys, you could talk to your paros. Your paros come to school. They talk to the teachers. So this teacher in my class 5, the worst thing was I took it to heart because she was so young. She was like one of those young.
You had a crush on her?
No, not necessarily,
Okay.
but I did think she was cute and she was kissy, and you know, like I was just. So and I thought she was my friend, right? So when I failed, like she really like and she really made me feel stupid, like just really stupid and dumb. So, and that's the first time that it hit me, like maybe like I'm actually supposed to be taking this shit seriously, and I didn't want to. So after that, ndio madaka kama kabonga nikapelekwa class 6, but then when nikiingia class 6, I think after the first exam I failed again. I was just like, screw this, you know, like screw this. I like singing anyway, you know, and I liked TV. I liked TV too much. I liked watching TV too much. So I quit school, ndo nikaange home nikienke watch TV. And that went like an on and off process. Like I'd quit for like first time, then second time I'd go for like 2 weeks, then I'll quit again. And then like third time, okay, son, already mom and narudi. Then
wait, your mom let you do this?
She didn't let me, bruh. I got whoopings, I got chased, I got nilitwa mapasta, nikaombewa, nikaitiwa maanti, manko. Like I got it all. I got all kinds of. Everyone tried to convince me, but me nilikuwa tu manga. So. Yeah, but then it hit me one day, like, yo, what's your future gonna be, bro? Like, I don't know how it even hit me, but then I just decided. And then the next day I woke up, I put my uniform on, and I didn't even ask my mom for cash or anything. I just went straight to school, and I never stopped. Though I didn't enjoy Buddha.
2 years in here for real, though. 2 years is a long ass time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's a long ass time. All right, now let's go back to high school.
Yeah. So high school.
What high school is this?
Dago Ditches.
Okay.
So yeah, I nilipata 353 nini yangu, and I didn't understand how. KCP nilifeli hivyo, because I'd never gotten below 400 since I came back. You know, like I'd never. So
But KCP, I don't know, because I also got like the marks I got. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I didn't get it.
And it was like that. Those papers were so easy. But
You know what I'm saying?
I cried.
Yeah. So from 3 third term EV or some shit like that. Like it was late in the game, but there was an art festival. Tulikuwa na art festival like every year. And art festival was like the shit for chuo, because our art teacher was, you know, cool, and alikuwa anatuacha tunacheza ngoma kwa art room.
Artists are cool.
You know.
Yeah.
We used to like watch telly, whatever. So like art ilikuwa najua later DJ will invite girls schools, and you know it was going
Party.
to be some. And I didn't know how to talk to girls. So even though I never used to use my voice as a weapon, I knew this time I was going to. So the art festival figures kwanza kuzushia moderator art, please watch it tuimbe mimi na Rabai. Yeah, I think I've talked about Rabai several times. Anyway,
wait, not on this podcast.
Oh, okay. So Rabai is a guy in Nairobi Horns Project.
Okay.
Like he plays for Nairobi Horns Project.
Okay.
He plays like all the instruments. But at that time we were singing a cappella with him. So we convinced our art teacher to let us perform and sing a cappella. And when we got up there, we sang, and of course the ladies went wild. And after that, that's when my art teacher, every time I'd run into him, he'd be like, cappella. Cappella. But then guys used to think he was going like, Ruby. Unajua? Unajua? So they didn't know it was actually the word a cappella. So then guys just started calling me Capella, and I kind of liked it. So
it's cool.
Yeah, man, that's how it stuck.
There's another Capella though, here.
Man, I was there before.
Wait.
I don't know, man. I've been Capella since 2002.
And then he's gonna come out and say he's been Capella since 2000. Anyway,
or some shit, something like that.
Okay, so high school. After high school, this is when you're going to the States, right? So what's happening? What is taking you to the United States, the land of milk and honey?
Bruh, if only.
So that's what they say.
That's what they say, but it's a damn lie.
Tell me what's happening here now. So what year is this?
This is 2007.
Okay.
It's 2007. So my mom has a candid conversation with me, and she's like, "Look, when a broako, you're both now about to be in uni. I just honestly can't support both of you. But what we can do instead, inazeta mchango, familia nini we changa for you. Ulipiwe semester moja na flight uende stato, and then you'll be able to support yourself, because you know that's supposed to be whatever." Mind you, before this time I've never been on my own. Like I've never, minus boarding school, right? But as a masawa, it's cool. Okay, I didn't want to actually. I didn't want to go. I was very adamant against it. I had a girlfriend that I really loved. It's always been girls. Like,
oh my God.
All my problems in life is girls, man. I had a girl that I really, really, really loved. Like she was everything to me. But yeah.
Wait, how old were you when this girl was everything?
20, 21, 22, somewhere there.
Okay, that's like understandable. A little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
So I end up like madhara can convince hakuna njia ingine. So I end up going to the States, and I automatically get exposed to a whole new lifestyle, and I have complete freedom. Like before that, you have to imagine, my mom doesn't even allow me to have girls. My mom akiniona natembea na demu yangu tukitoka shop naletwa juu, you know.
Parents used to fuss a lot.
But now all of a sudden I can do anything I want. Like I can drink, I'm of age, you know. Like I can drink, I can smoke, I can fuck, I can do anything. Can I say that?
Yeah.
I can do anything that I want, all of it, and there's no one hindering me. And on top of no one trying to hinder you, it's actually kind of promoted, because now you're a young person, you know, and guys who are like young in uni and stato, like being wild is the thing when you're in college. So yeah, went to the States and I lived.
You lived your
I
life.
lived, bro. Like I had mad fun. Like kwanza your first year.
Wait, hold on. Before we get into you doing all these worldly things, when did you drop CU? No.
Funny enough, I dropped CU before I even left high school.
Why? What happened?
No, I just got tired because kuna kubaliwa kwenda eta. No bullshit.
Oh my god.
Let me tell you something. That was something that was funny with our CU because at that time we were really against secular. Sindio?
Yeah.
So during entertainment, when you Gasato, we used to have CU fellowship. I didn't go to enter Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. I didn't go. Miss your entire hotel. Like guys would watch movies, every Saturday,
dance and stuff.
I never went to enter. And then this is how bad it was. Kuna masiku stima ilikuwa inapotea tukiwa preps usiku. When steamers used to go kama mlikuwa mnaambiwanga one of two things. You can do two things. Steamers kilos during preps funga desk yako enda kwa dom kwa sababu kukaa huko hivyo juu, especially after kukaa 15 or 30 minutes, because guys would start stealing shit. So after like 15-30 minutes kama zijarudi, you go to dorms. But once you go to dorms, zima zikirudi ati mnarudishwa juu tena. You see? So when that used to happen, if the steamer kujas back like mapema, you guys can go to enter.
Okay. You
guys can go watch some whatever. And every time that would happen, there would be an impromptu CU meeting. Every time. Every single time. Like these guys are never gonna go to enter. And me, I loved music and I loved enter. Like I loved movies and music extremely. So like me, I literally felt like they were denying me something that was part of me, you know. So and like it was weird because it's not them, it's God. That's, they're saying it's God. So ikafika second term form 4. I said that's it. I said that's it, man. Like, that's it. And it was worse because nilikuwa kwa committee ya CU sa hiyo, nilikuwa kwa master. So I had niko na wafuasi. Unaget, like there are people under me, bruh.
Damn.
But I just had to, man. I just had to.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Fast forward back to college now in the States.
So no college. Okay, so funny enough, I the first day I landed there, uncle yangu ananingojea flani, nigga never showed up. I've never met him. I've never, like, I don't even know. It just alinidak Kenya alifanya alisubmit. What you could do huko is you could submit your you could submit if you had applied na mselafu hizo maform zako unaweza patia missionary church ya international students ya chuo. Unaweza wapatia hiyo information, and then those guys will come pick you up because they always wanted to bring in more members into their church. So I was literally picked up by the church ya chuo. I just saw some Asian nigga holding Steven Yankuru, like holding a plaque card. So I go and immediately I'm back into CU again.
God damn it.
You get what I'm saying, Sasa? They take me literally straight to fellowship, from the airport to fellowship.
Damn.
Because they were having fellowship that day, and it's in the house that I'm going to be staying in for the weekend. Because Ababu, this Memorial Weekend, nachu imefungwa.
What went down?
But there was a difference.
Okay.
There was a difference.
What was the difference?
There was this girl.
Okay, again.
There was this girl. She was wearing whatchamacallit. She was wearing like some shorts, right?
Okay.
Like really short. This is fellowship. I have never seen anything like it in Kenya.
Exactly.
Now it's everywhere, but kitambo you never saw that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I am in CU.
Yeah, and I can see that.
All them thighs, like, I'm seeing all that leg, like, damn, like, do you need all that leg? Like, you see Nyajirani umeomba.
Oh my God, Steph, you're too much.
So that was something different. So I knew, like, atakani CU, I'm probably gonna enjoy this CU. Like it was probably going to be a little
See,
bit
less strict.
Sile, I'd be like, out, new my tar. So, yeah, man. But yeah, that's how I got to the States, man.
Wait, so you were there for like a long ass time, and then
So you want my entire history in the States?
Big ones, big moves.
Let's see. So I'm in school.
Wait, so did you finish school? What were you going to study first?
I went to study communications. I did communications. What happened was I transferred from the apply because it was too expensive. It was a state university. State universities are the highest paying within the states that are not private. So it was very, very expensive. And what Kenyans used to do is unaingia, then unawashawasha makaratasi zako, then you not even you look for a job, and then you transfer to like there was this community college called Butler. It was in Andover. It was like 45-minute drive. So that's what I did. I finished like the first 2 semesters in Nkwevo, and nikatoka nikaenda Butler. Stayed in Butler, did in Butler, malized my 2-year. Now I was supposed to transfer back to Wichita State to kumaliza my degree, and then I started having issues with immigration. And that's when like just shit got fucked up for me. Like, but even in between that time, I had met a very beautiful lady. I had a famo, had a kid, got a kid that I love very much. Still talk to him every single day.
Yeah.
So
how's that relationship like? Like, do you feel like it's like hella strained?
Yeah, I mean not strained, but it's.
I mean like bearing in mind or bringing to book like the current circumstances, which is like you're in a different continent, you can't see them as much as like talking to them every day is not the same as seeing them every day, shit like that.
For sure, it's not easy at all. I mean, God forbid, like. I mean, there are days when you have to master up all your strength, just to be able to get through the day, because like they're hard, especially for like holidays, like
Father's Day,
his birthday, Christmas, like special holidays in state too. Guys really go hard. Guys really go hard. I know it's consumerism, but at the same time, like there's a very emotional aspect about it all. So yeah, man, it's definitely like one of the things that I have to deal with on a daily. But I have a great relationship with my kid. I talk to him on a daily basis. We video chat, we text these days, which is just weird for me. Like,
why?
Because he's like about to turn 8, and I can't believe that like I'm texting my son. Like that's still weird for me, but. Yeah, he's a cool kid. He's great. Yeah. Apart from that, that's where I started my music career. Like I did everything I probably wanted to do in terms of just to those two fantasies and to things you think about. Like I'm gonna do this when I grow up. I probably did everything that I wanted to do in those terms. But I have bigger dreams and bigger goals now.
Yeah. Okay, so coming back to KE and linking up with Atwal. I think that was like the first order of business. Was it?
Not
amongst
quite.
the first? Okay,
Not
tell
quite.
me. Alright, talk to me about coming back to Kenya and now starting off this thing over here.
So before I come back, there's this Kenyan producer that sends me a beat one day nikiwa maju. Amesikia tu ngoma zangu or something and he likes whatever. So he sends me a beat. I like the beat. I'm like, yo, can I use it? He never really gets back to me, and I didn't get him. Like, I just think he was one of those guys who just, I don't know, wasn't very consistent with work. So when I come back, the first guy I look up, because that's literally the only connection I have to the music scene in Kenya. So I look
This is
him up.
what year is this?
This is 2015.
Okay.
I hit him up. I hit him up. He goes like, Let's Meet Up.
Wait, what producer is this? Are we saying names?
I can't remember. I think was it Alan something? It was probably Alan something. I can't remember. I can't remember honestly. So first of all, I go meet him at his house, right? He lives in a nice posh place called Kiambu. Either not Kiambu, but Kiambu Road. Sorry. I go there, we talk. It's like, yo, I really want to work on some things. You know, I'm still doing it. It's like, all right, cool. I'll make you a beat and then we'll see what's up. Takes a while, call him again. Takes a while, I go back to the place, we talk again, nothing happens. Then finally he links up with Studio 360 Kohalingam. He gets hired there, so he pulls me in. He says, okay, let's go work on something. And that was probably my first Instagram post when I came back to Kenya. You won't find it now because it's in the other Steph Kapela. But yeah, so we record I record my first jam in Kenya. Nigga takes like 6 months to mix the shit.
Damn.
By the time he's getting ready to malizana, I mean ishabweka na umse apendi ajuu kufanya kazi, apendi kazi. So me, I bounce, and then like I'm literally on Instagram one day and I just hear this beat. There's this song there's this guy called Dave Ndegwa.
Yeah.
I
love Dave.
Yeah, he's a good singer. Yeah. And then also guitar is Wazimu. And then he does a song with Fena through Atwal.
That song is like, listen, I played that shit on my show and I was like, why?
Yes.
Why is there not more
now
of,
you
like,
understand. Now
Dave
you understand.
is so... I actually linked with Dave through Trap Heaven, but like first, like we'll see where the story comes in.
Yeah. But that's exactly it. Like I heard the beat. At that point, it was just a beat. They hadn't done the song yet. So I hear the beat because he had produced it and then he was filming. Instagram. I'm like, I love this beat. I have to have it. So I look for Atwal. He's like, yo, come to the stew. I go. We sit down. He actually puts me to this test right away. He's like, bro, before we do anything, like, because he had like a couple of guys there and they had just done a song and it was bad. It wasn't good. It was terrible. And you know Atwal. It's terrible, guys. It's not a good song.
I can't work with this.
I can't work with this. You know what? I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you, like, you know, he goes like, Kapela, right? Kapela. At that point, I'm not Steph Kapela yet. I'm just Kapela.
Okay.
Like, Kapela, right? Kapela. I want you to write a song right now. I want you to just write to this beat. He plays me up. You need one of the songs in Trap Heaven. I think it's Over and Over or some shit like that. I can't remember. Over You or something like that. He like, write something right now. So me, I'm there like, yo, bro, me, I just came to talk. You know, but it's like, no, trust me, write something. So I write one verse of it, and then I record it. You see, guys? You see? That's how you're supposed to do it. You know, like, you know how Atwal is. So,
yeah.
So that begins my relationship with Atwal. He's interested in me now. He sends me more beats. Now all of a sudden I'm back to writing music. I'm
You're in your
like
space.
I'm back to myself. And yeah, we worked on some songs. We worked on like 5 jams, which all went into Trap Heaven. I actually gave Trap Heaven its name.
How?
I'm not even like necessarily because it's a cheesy name.
Wait, what happened?
No, I don't know. We were just sitting in his studio, and he was thinking about what to call it, and he was like, "Yo, Trap City, you know, Trap, whatever." And I was like, "Yo, Trap Heaven, bro." Like,
I think that's pretty nice.
I like that. Yeah, Trap Heaven. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I don't think it's
so.
cheesy. Because like it's like, I think at that time maybe was when like a lot of trap was starting to like get into the scene. So like I think it was pretty cool. And then he had like this bevy. No, it's not a bevy.
It's a pretty big thing.
But he had this collection of artists on there that you would probably never hear on their own.
It's fact. But do you think that like we lived up to the name Trap Heaven? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I feel like for the that was like 2016 when it was released. For the time it was released with the whole like live show thing and a producer putting it together, I think that was a pretty like
Well, I respect the move. I definitely respect the move.
Yeah.
I think like the way I'm thinking through it is like if I was a DJ and like I put a compilation, trap heaven, like the kind of trap like tracks I would have on there wouldn't sound like the way like Atwal is a good producer in terms of trap and whatever, but he's also very meticulous in terms of instrumentation.
I get that.
Way beyond what trap usually does. You know,
get
like
that.
he's very his production value is way above what trap usually is. So
I get that.
So that was that. Yeah, that was that.
Yes, so working with Atwal, and then that was a very short-lived relationship. It was literally okay. I remember you coming through to the studio. It was like maybe
year.
July
Like
2016. A year of Atwal. So you came through to the studio. He actually hit me up. He's like, "Yo, Ruby," because I don't know how I met Atwal. I'm not sure, but like we. Surprisingly, with all the hecticness of people saying that like Atwal is hectic to deal with, we were like cordial. We'd have like professional conversations. It's like, yo, Atwal, I want to call you in for an interview. He'd be like, I want to send you music. You know, we were cool. So he hit me up. He's like, yo, listen, I want to come through to the studio. I'm putting together an album, and I got a couple artists that I want to bring through to hip hop culture. And you were amongst the artists, and who else was on there?
I think Unique was also on there.
Was he?
At that point.
Did he come to the studio?
I'm not sure, but because we had done. My first collab with Unique was actually Work.
Yeah.
Which we did. It's in Trap Heaven.
Yes, I remember you guys performing. I don't remember who else was there, which is very embarrassing. But I remember in the middle of the show, me and Atwal, there was like a situation, and I was like, "Fuck this nigga, man!"
Like, are you gonna say that on your podcast? I was waiting. We said, man.
So
I'm about to say this story.
Atwal pulls up to hip hop culture with like his gang of artists, Trap Heaven in the building. You know what I'm saying? We're having conversations. We're having like some dope ass conversations because I'm always for people living by their truth and saying it with their chest. Right. So he came through to the show. He was like, yo, listen, I think there's like a lot of mediocrity and whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. We're having a conversation. But where he ticked me off was, so mics are on, we're having a good convo. And then mics are on, he comes back and he says, yo, listen, I want to apologize to my fans. I remember this shit because I remember I was so angry. I was shaking. On the other side, I think even my voice was shaking because I was like, fuck.
I remember.
So we come back and I'm like, Atwal says, I want to apologize to all my fans, everyone who's tuned in because of Atwal. I thought we were going to have like more conversation than music, but it's a lot of music being played and we're not really saying anything. And I was like, what the fuck is this? What? I'm like, hey.
That was just everything. It was a moment. I
remember being like, respect my house. Like, I was so angry because I was like, listen, this is a music show. And then at the time, to be quite honest, the DJ of the show, we weren't great. Our relationship was strained already. And then I'm telling him, I'm bringing him new cats. It's like, who the fuck? Like, Anya kina nani? And why the fuck do they deserve like a lot of time to talk on air while I'm supposed to be playing music,
Right.
So it was like, yo, hip hop culture has just been a whole story. I just can't get into it. But yeah, so I was like, yo, listen, fam, when we do have the conversation where like we're saying some shit, we don't have to have like a 20-minute convo because again, this is not talk radio.
Right.
It's still like music still needs to be played. So like the conversation might be getting good. It's not a podcast again like this where I have to say like there's no music, I can put the music in the edit or whatever. Right. This is live, right? No nigga is listening to new niggas for 20 minutes straight. Like facts, Like they might have some interesting stuff to say. I don't think he knew
how radio worked. Not even how radio worked. I didn't think he understood. Number one, he didn't understand how that kind of programming worked.
Yeah.
But number two, he also didn't understand that he was new on the scene. He was pretty much like, Atwal's always been Atwal. He's always been like, yo, I'm the biggest, best, and whatever, and I'm here to speak, and you're not letting me.
Yeah. So. Yo, it was intense, but we worked it out.
I was just sitting there like really quite in an awkward place, Because now now I'm here like as an artist nimekuja kujiuza, but then now my what
The plug?
was I even signed at that point?
No,
I
you
don't
weren't
think so.
signed yet.
But this guy, my music plug and this radio host, they're going against each other, and I'm just sitting there like,
And everyone in the
damn.
group, on the WhatsApp group, everyone's like, ooh. And I was like, no, fuck that shit. Like, I would, honestly, for me, I feel like, I don't know, I have this mechanism. If you attack me, I'm always like ready to shield up, and like I will like come at you harder. Like, you can't hit me and leave me down. As small as I am, I'm gonna try to like, I'll still get a punch in.
Something.
I'll never, like,
bite your ass.
exactly. I'm gonna bite your ear off. Some shit. I don't know. But after that, I remember we had a conversation and we worked it out and we went back to the group.
Right.
We were like, all right, we cool. And then the show happened. That was actually my first MC gig. Trap
Yeah, I
Heaven.
remember you were hosting.
Yeah, I was hosting that shit. It was pretty interesting. How was that show for you?
Bruh, I got cut off, right? Like,
Listen.
bruh. I was pissed.
Wait. Why were you cut off? I thought we
was
had like the whole
pissed.
night or something.
Now, I don't know. Like, not even cut off like that. Like, okay. So I have 5 tracks in the album, but I was the newest artist. Like, literally nobody knew me.
Yeah.
But I had 5 songs on the album. Like, yes, there was, I think maybe Zonda and like Callivan K might have been the only 2 other niggas that had more songs or the same amount of songs as me on the album. But in a was it 19 tracks or something like that? Like in a 19 track, whatever, I have 5 songs on there, and I literally didn't get to perform. The only performance I did was my verse. Work. The
That one
with
I remember.
Unique.
Yeah.
That was the only song I got to perform in the entire whatever. So I was actually really, really, really pissed. Plus my mic was like ilikuwa na wire fupi, so I couldn't move from like my position. So literally like Unique was performing over there, moving around, doing performing.
Yeah.
And me, I'm secluded to this place looking like a backup singer, like a backup vocalist.
Yeah.
So like I was pissed. I remember I was very pissed about that, like whatever. Plus, it's no one's getting paid.
Yeah.
Plus, you remember he had charged people to come in. He had merchandise. He had nigga made bank. He was very good at making money and not sharing.
I mean, like, isn't that how everyone who's rich stays rich? I
guess that's the game. But honestly, that's.
I mean, I'm not
the
saying
right
it's
game.
right, but
It's
like I
not
feel
a-
like it's a character that I've seen in a lot of people who are.
I mean, I think there's levels. I think there's levels, and there's probably different systems of how different people work. But for me and Atwal, even when I did get signed, and especially when I did get signed, like it became more stress. I didn't have peace. I didn't have any peace. Like, I'm that guy who, like, I like talking to myself, right? I talk to myself all the time. But when I find myself talking to somebody who's not there, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm imagining, say for example, me and you have beef, and I'm imagining talking to you and what I would say to you and what you would say to me, and I'm answering back. And when I find myself getting in that area, now I know I'm getting obsessed about something. And if I'm getting obsessed, then that's not a healthy place, because nigga over there is not thinking about me, So it got to that unhealthy place, and I knew that, like, no matter what lied on the other side, it was going to be better than being on this other side, regardless of the fact that we had started taking off a little bit.
Yeah, I think like that was quite a fast rise, because again, I told you Atwal and I were cordial. So when we were doing the cypher in December, he hit me up. He was like, oh yeah, Ruby, I see you're having Steph on the cypher. I want to see how he does, and then we see if we can proceed like with a working relationship or whatever. Like, I'm trying to sign this dude or whatever, because I remember he asked me where the video clips. I'm trying to see how this nigga performed, and then afterwards is when like there's the picture with the contract that's done, and then afterwards it's like, what was this Friday thing? Free Steph Friday. Yeah, that thing was like, everyone was just like, we're like, whoa, Sauti Soul was talking about it. Like, everybody was just like, what the fuck, who's this new guy, And then everyone is watching you. We're like, Steph amekuja tu juzi na Bien ako huku.
Kwa
Okay,
video.
it's okay, it's fine.
Yeah,
And
man.
then fast forward to that, it's like, oh, I would like to announce that me and Atwal are not doing this thing anymore.
Yeah.
What, like, when you say you didn't have peace, like, what was that relationship actually like? Like,
man, like honestly, I can't get into it too. I mean, that's a chapter in my life that I've just closed it.
we're closing it after this podcast.
No, you don't even understand. It's not like so much so not talking about it. It's like,
revisiting it.
yeah, revisiting
Okay.
that, like, that place, and like mentally even it's
Okay.
not something I do anymore.
All right, I'm not gonna do that to you. We
Yeah.
can move past it. So talk to me. So you guys have decided that we're not doing this thing anymore, and I think one of the things that you actually said was like, I signed up for creative freedom, not to have like all my shit taken away from me. It was like some long ass post, bro.
Nah, he put me on. He put me out first. Like, he dropped me without telling me. He didn't even
Damn.
as much give me a phone
Wait,
call.
you
or a
didn't
text.
have a conversation towards like we're
Bruh.
done with this.
Bruh, he didn't call me.
Did you see it coming?
Yeah. I think we were like, I think it was mutual at that point.
Okay.
I think it was mutual, but I never said, even through our arguments, and we had mediators. We tried to solve this thing for a while.
Yeah.
In house first, then we brought in people like Buddha Blaze.
Yeah.
You know, we had like people who came in and tried to sort this thing out, because everyone could see
Yeah.
there's something special here.
Yeah.
There's something that can really grow here. There's a professionalism. There's a team.
There was some
there's-
shit happening
and it's
there
good
for real.
music, right?
Yeah.
So, but even throughout that whole process, Mans never gave me a call and said like,
Let's
bro,
talk
I
about
think
this.
we're done.
Oh.
No. We were arguing back and forth.
Okay.
But he never told me like we're done, or texted me, or emailed me, or anything. with
Damn.
me. I just saw a post on Instagram, bro.
What? You found
I
out with the rest
saw-
of us.
I saw a post, bro. I saw a post, and I was like, "What?" Now I don't know if it was fault on, like, because we had a manager at that point too. I don't know if it was just the manager who hadn't sent the email, or like hadn't communicated, or whatever. All I saw was a post saying that we will no longer. No, it wasn't even Instagram. It was Facebook. Atwal Music is no longer promoting, or like basically dropping. And I'm like, God damn, like that. Not even as much
That's
as
cold.
a fucking phone call.
That's fucking cold.
I was like, alright, cool. So I got in my emotional bag too, and I got mad. I was like, oh, this nigga just really about to put me out on blast and make me look like a bum. Like I haven't done everything in my power to like. Up on that Twitter fingers, I'm gonna be pianinge up. So, and I also said my real spiel, because at the end of the day, I don't want to get into the complications of it, but you see how I left. You know, everyone saw how I left, and it was rough for a while, but I think I'm much better off now.
Okay, yes. Now, that obviously, after talking about Atwal, we have to get into like the present, what's happening right now. So when did you first meet Ivan?
Through Atwal. Yeah, this nigga keep coming up. but yeah, that's actually how I met him. Ivan came to the studio. Him and Atwal have always been friends, still are. Like they click, they understand each other, especially they click over, like, they're both gadgets guys, you know, they really into electronics and stuff like that, the latest type of stuff. So I think he came over, either they were talking cameras, or they were talking their new PS at that point, or they were talking something, whatever. But Atwal played him a few tracks, and Ivan was just like, wow, he's so dope, bro, let me shoot him a video. Atwal never let it happen. So, like, initially, like, because that's when Got the Sauce had just come out, and Ivan wanted to shoot Got the Sauce, and at that time, like, Atwal contracted Osidiana to do it instead. So that's how I initially met Ivan. In fact, Got the Sauce, the song, was recorded at Ivan's studio.
Oh.
Yeah, because at that
Interesting.
point, what's his name? Atwal didn't have a studio yet. He had equipment, but he didn't have a studio yet. He built the studio much later on. So we had actually recorded that song at Ivan's. So, but then now after I'd left, and Ivan gave me a call. It was like, bro, nimeona tu vitu zimefanyika. Like, I don't know what's up, but like I've already called Atwal. I've talked to him, and I'm calling you now, bro. Just come to the spot. Come, let's talk, let's vibe. You know how Ivan is. So I came through. We sat down, we talked, we drank, and it was just like, bro, this place is yours. Like if you ever want to record music, if whatever, you can just come at any time. And through that, we started developing a friendship. And then we also did, like, we really grew as fans of each other because he mixed my songs, and I was like, oh, okay, so he's as good as Atwal, if not better. So I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, I'm rolling with this, and we developed a friendship, and we worked over the first year. We just did track after track after track. We never used to release anything, but we just did songs and songs, and we just enjoyed it the whole time. So after a little while, that's when now we decided to start really getting serious about like what we were doing. We weren't just having fun. Plus we had started dropping songs that were actually making waves. So now we wanted to get a little bit serious about what we were doing, and that's when like not necessarily paperwork, but that's when we started having like those conversations of like, what is it that we want to do as a team, as Pamoja.
Okay, so I know like also another one of the reasons that you stated in your long ass post
Yo,
was listen, I don't
yo.
even think I've ever typed a paragraph that long when mad, but maybe probably, but I don't know, I'm not sure. So in one of the statements on the whatever, I don't know what to call it, you said that you signed up to make money, not have something. I don't know how that statement goes. Not have like, not see money come in but not get any of it or whatever, something like that, something to that. Yeah. So with Ivan, I know like you've done a bunch of shows, you've done like a lot of shit. The Free Steph EP is doing great on Boomplay. And I guess like there's been progression as far as the Steph Kapela brand is concerned. So would you say like right now with your relationship with Ivan that things are looking better financially than they were with?
Of course. I mean, one of the things that I really have to shout out Ivan for is Ivan has never like, even from day one, he never came to me and be like, okay bro, from now on 50% of what you do is mine. Like he's never been money minded about like what we were doing. Ivan simply does this because he loves to do it. Like he's a producer at heart. That's what he does. Like everything that Ivan does stems from a production, like kwanzia mziki. Music dictates life for him. So he just, and plus he wants to do some dope things. He wants to anataka kuacha, not necessarily for fame, but anataka kuacha jina yake like amegusa areas mingi within this industry. Like he's really moved things in this industry. And I really admire that about him. So like from the jump, the way we worked was always like, let's focus on the music, let's not worry about the money, because if I try to charge you what you actually owe me, you won't be able to afford it. And if you try to charge me of something from me what you want, I won't be able to afford you. So let's just do this thing. We have the resources, let's make music and enjoy this thing. The business of course comes back later on, but like that was the basis of our that was the foundation of our music career, was a friendship first, and it wasn't money minded. It was a situation of just tunapendana or whatever. But of course things have changed now. Like we've grown also, as he's grown as a company, and as we have grown as a brand. And it's only fair that we make sure that we work out that situation right.
Yeah, so like, are you signed now or something?
Yeah, pretty much. I am as of right now, I am Callivan Music Prezo. So
wow.
yeah, man.
Okay.
kakiti angalau jua.
Hakuna bahati hapo. Alright. Yeah, so like I said before, you've performed at a bunch of shows now, like from Trap Heaven to like I think TGR Fest to this Casper Fest show.
Right.
The term I don't remember. Oh, TGR Fest actually was a Casper show, and then Terminal Weekend was Kerry Hilson, Bobby V, and etc. So
Tops and them,
and what's mine's not hot. Shaq. Yeah. And of course like Cali, Barack, Steph, Shapa, you know, Shoe Kid. What has been your dopest show so far? African Nouveau is in there.
Yeah. The funny thing is, the universe is a funny place, man. Like, cause things the way that things work. Like, my best show is actually one of like, kituliniacha beat afterwards a little bit, but
Which one?
Festival of Love.
Okay. What happened?
Some money situations. Some guys didn't get paid. I didn't receive my full amount. There were some issues. Some issues developed later on because I don't really know what the organization. I don't know what was happening, but things weren't going right the night of the whatever
The event.
But I had prepared to have a really, really, really good show. I had the movement band as my band. And these guys are incredible. Like, Mutoria plays for Sauti Sol. Like, he's literally their music coordinator on stage. So like, I was very, very lucky to have those guys. Like, they were playing for my set, and so like, I was prepared to have a really good show. We had prepared something awesome. And then the night of the thing, they're trying to tell me to go first, and I'm like, nigga, what? Like, what you mean? Like, what you mean go first? Like, my people aren't even here. And I'd prepared to have like even Calligraph come on stage with me, and Kali wasn't gonna be there like for a while. So I'm like, no, I'm not going first. Like,
was that what was supposed to happen on the schedule?
No. There wasn't a schedule. We kept asking for the schedule.
Okay.
There wasn't one. But now the show had begun. Pascal was hosting alongside I can't remember her name. I'm sorry at that point. I just Imini Talker. But somehow I feel like it's someone actually close to me that I know, but I can't remember. But so they're hosting, they've already cracked their jokes, their whatever, and now we're expecting someone to start. And Elvis, I don't know if you know Elvis, the singer, like, who plays guitar. Beautiful voice, like, God, probably the best singer in Kenya, easily. So he's already performed Madim Washa Cheesy, he's off stage. Now we don't know who's supposed to go next, but there's Petra, there's myself, there's Alicios, there's and then there's Sauti Sol, and I think that's it, right? And then Flavor from Nigeria. So they're trying to tell me to go first, and I'm like, no. And plus my people, you gotta love your people, like I can even like, what? Steph, no, wait, chill, bro, wait, chill. Steph, I fast. Like, what do you mean Steph to go fast, So it was like a back and forth, plus tumepata Ganji Bado. So it was like, nah, bro, I'm not going on stage until you finish my nini, because tunajuanga hizo games.
Yeah.
So finish my money, then we'll go. So eventually they finished the Mula, and it was actually anyway, let me not do the hate thing. Let me just talk about myself.
Yes.
It was funny. But so I go on stage, and remember, I had planned a good show. I had people with like fire blowers. My whole squad was in like branded t-shirts, Steph Kapela. I had t-shirts Lene na kupeana. because of the deal I had with Jameson had given me mad booties, which I was gonna give to the crowd and stuff. Like, so I was prepped. I was really prepped to have a really, really, really good show. Plus the band, of course. So as I performed, goes crazy. I was actually wearing these pants when I performed. And then this motherfucker, you see how it the first 10 seconds of me performing, coming on stage, poop.
Oh shit. Damn.
The shit's dysfunctions. Mind you, this thing is tailor made. I'm saying Nishone, because like I want to have Nisho. I'm ready because they were paying me a good check, and I wanted to make sure like, okay, I'm not taking anything home, but I'm gonna make this show look ridiculous. So 10 seconds, the baton on my trao, plap, goes.
Wait,
bro.
did it fly into the crowd?
It's I don't know, I couldn't tell you. I don't know, like, but it just snapped off. It snapped off, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. Cause 10 seconds
Lights,
in,
you know,
10 seconds in, I still have a whole set to go, and my trowel has gone. Like, talk about nerves. Like I was like, it can't be. Like, it can't be. Like, Mungu najua tuna joke. So like when they're nini, I just turn around and you know, vizuri na make sure inaweza simama hivi, and then I go in, I start performing. Perform the first song, perform the second song. If you've ever been to my performances, you know I like to go down where the crowd is. Now these guys have Jengad, you know, one of those like 2 meter stages. Kila mtu anakuangalilia juu. So how am I going down? Stairs iko huko nyuma kwa stage ya kupandia. So like,
you hadn't done rehearsals?
I mean, we did.
Wait, but in rehearsal time, there's no crowd.
But no
like,
crowd.
Also you can like check the stage. And
you can, but like time, like your mind frame isn't there. No, because the thing is, when you're doing sound check, and that's a very good point. Actually, I'm gonna write that shit down.
You're welcome.
Run
me my check.
What you send me the invoice? Send me the invoice. Send me the invoice. But seriously, like, when you're doing sound check, you're just concerned about the sound.
Yeah.
You know, most of it, you're not really
like
thinking,
stage dynamics,
you know
and
what
all
I'm
that.
But thank you. I'm gonna start like really considering
You're welcome.
that.
You're welcome. I believe sound check, you should do like a watered down version of your performance.
Yeah.
So that you know everybody knows where they're supposed to stand, what they're supposed to do, like, you know, shit
the
like
issue
that.
usually comes in. They usually tell you to show up at like a certain time, and then they are never ready at that certain time, and they are always so strict about how you, like, if you don't come at this time, you'll miss sound check.
Yeah.
No,
and if you miss sound check, you're not gonna perform.
You're not gonna perform or whatever, and you're like, ukifika huko sayondo they're busy trying to connect things, and it takes like an hour, 2 hours. You know, they're never ready. So by the time they're ready to start, every artist is there. Every artist,
everyone wants to perform,
and everyone wants to do their thing. So you can't really take more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes doing a sound check.
Facts.
So what happens next? So yeah, like I jump off the stage to go to the crowd, right? And at this point, I'm jumping because now I'm starting to give away booties. I have booties. I'm literally pouring it Atwal lewa yo siku courtesy of Steph.
You're proud of yourself.
Oh, bro, you gotta know. They had like liquor huko nyuma, but it was damn expensive. No one was buying it, and me, I have like 10 booties at Jamie. But nilikuwa nataka kurusha, but unajua unaweza wa mtu.
True.
So like you're just giving them out, you're pouring the people. So kurudi stage ko nimesahau sina trao. Stairs iko huko nyuma. So you can't go all the way back. So I have to climb this 2 meter stage with loose pants that could just, you know. Thank the Lord was with me. I think that investment I made in CU, you know, helped.
Yeah, it came through finally.
Yeah, got back up on stage, performed, and it was wonderful. Like the reception was so wonderful. I didn't expect it. You know, like when you're still an up and coming artist, you don't really think guys know you.
Yeah.
You don't think, because you've been to enough shows where guys don't know you and your performance is kind of mild.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
but the reception I got from that shit, guys were singing my songs I didn't even know.
That's
You know what I'm
dope.
saying? Like, and the girls were screaming, "Nana tupia matisho," and it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful performance. And the fires and all that, and Kali came on stage. When I say Steph, yeah, I say Kapela, Steph Kapela, Steph. You know, like, it was a moment.
Yeah.
It was a moment.
Wait, you said that was a highlight or that was a down?
No. That was the highlight part of
Okay,
it.
okay.
But then so after that,
Yeah.
tukaanza kukimbishana mambo ya pesa.
Oh, okay.
Sijui huyu pigia ule, huyu sijui pigia ule,
God
bukujia.
damn it.
It just became a whole situation, and then it was just like, whatever.
Okay, I get it, but it sounds beautiful. What stage do you aspire to get on in the near future? Something workable. Don't tell me Coachella tomorrow. I mean, yes,
Nah.
it's doable, but like,
Honestly, like, let me tell you something. I used to dream on being like, all I used to dream about doing is being on a stage with those huge screens and lights and all that. Like, I just wanted to perform on that because I used to think that was the coolest thing on this
it
planet.
really is so
You
fucking
know,
cool, though.
I used to think that was everything, but
Yeah.
now I've done that. Like, I've done that several times.
Yeah.
So it's no longer like that part of my dream. Like, I feel like I already accomplished it. Even whether it's Coachella, whether it's whatever, I feel like at the end of the day, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be up there
Okay.
saying, it wasn't so much like I wanted to see a sea of fans. I'd appreciate it, but like,
It's more about like what the setup looked like and the production value
and it was me in that moment rather than me being famous.
Okay.
Me being whatever. So now, what I want. Have you watched Hamilton? You should.
Okay.
Like, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
That's the stage that I want to be on. When you watch it, we'll have that discussion.
Okay. I guess everybody else who also hasn't watched it.
Run me my
would-
check.
All right, now let's get into the album. Finally, the debut drops.
Yes.
Yo, how did it just feel to get that out the way?
Oh man, it was like a big finally, like, it just felt like it's been a long time coming, because we started working on this album from the first day that I started going to islands, right? Like, after Sunny Metoka Atwal, when we started working on music, I had already promised the fans that I'm going to have an album out,
Yeah.
like, rather quickly, because I felt like, fans that really deserve music. Plus, I wanted a catalog. Juu nimetoka place ile ingine na sikuwa najua venye wata-act about me performing my songs when I was in that label. So I had pressure on the one hand that I need music to be even able to perform, but at the same time I'd already opened my big mouth and said that I was gonna deliver an album.